Hello everyone, well thanks for tuning in to version 2 of today's 10 to 14 day video update. So you may have noticed around a couple of hours ago that a video appeared here on the channel and there was no sound to it, and I bet you was all wondering what's Gav up to, wasn't you? Well, it was, it happened by accident. There's a Windows update that the PC did last night, but for some reason changed all the settings on the OBS software. And so I didn't notice when I was recording that the microphone wasn't working. However, I have now an enabled microphone. I have determined that. And so here we go. Here's version 2 of today's 10 to 14 day video update. So I shall get on with it for you in a moment. Just say that if you're enjoying the content on the channel at the moment, please do like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody. For doing that. I want to say thank you so much to Lynn W for the incredibly kind comment that she left on yesterday's video, and also on the super thanks. So Lynn's saying, so good to see you back, Gav. Great that your recovery is going well, and you're back doing what you love. We appreciate you more than you know. Thank you so much, Lynn. That's an incredibly kind comment. I'm determined to get back to the weather after the operation. I told everybody, before I went off, that I'll be back, and I'll get all the content back. I'll get it all back. And we're in the process of doing that right now. And by June, everything will be back, including the live streams and the long range as well. So it's all going to come back. It's all coming back now. And I can't be, I can't say how happy I am, but we're finally able to get everything back on track. But thank you so much for the lovely comment, Lynn, and also for your super thanks. If you'd like to give a super thanks to GavsWeatherVids, all you need to do is click the thanks button here underneath all of the videos on the channel now, and you can give a donation with your comment to GavsWeatherVids, and it will highlight your comment as well. The comment changing colour, and it will stand out and be bolded, I suppose, by YouTube. New monetization feature that YouTube has enabled on the channel a few days ago. So thank you so much, all of you, for your super thanks. Thank you so much for your lovely comments. And special thank you to Lynn W for the super thanks, and also that lovely comment. Thank you so much, Lynn, for doing that. Right, okay, so let's crack on with the video then. So we're going to start off with the Arctic Oscillation observed and forecast, which if you saw the first version of this video, you will know, but this is where we started that version as well. So the black line shows where we've been with the Arctic Oscillation, red lines at the end where the GFS ensembles are forecasting the Arctic Oscillation to go. Remember, the AO is just an index that's reflecting the atmospheric state. It does not drive anything in its own terms, just tells us what we're actually doing. When the AO is negative, we'll have high pressure blocking over the pole and over the Arctic. When the AO is positive, we'll have a low pressure over the pole and over the Arctic. And of course, in summer, blocking will produce like a cooler, wetter pattern, or tends to produce like a cooler, wetter pattern for northern and western parts of Europe. But at the moment, the AO is in very positive territory indeed. Look at this, the black line up here right now, and the GFS ensembles are forecasting that for the next day or two, the AO will stay very positive as well. Moving into the second half of May, the Arctic Oscillation then will come down and go more towards neutral, but nevertheless still on the positive side of neutral. So we are in a positive phase of the Arctic Oscillation now. At this time of year, that can be a signal for a strengthening of the Azores High and like the zonal flow, but particularly strengthening of the Azores High if it's in association with a positive NAO. And we have also got a positive NAO forecast as well. So the black line shows where we've been with the North Atlantic Oscillation, and red lines at the end where GFS ensembles are forecasting the North Atlantic Oscillation to go. At the moment, we're close to neutral with the NAO, but the GFS ensembles are forecasting that the NAO is likely to go into positive territory as we move into the middle part of the month and beyond it. So with both the AO and the NAO moving into positive territory through May, this could well be a signal for a strengthening of the Azores High, a strengthening of the zonal flow, yes, but a strengthening of the Azores High at this time of year. That can actually be a warm signal. If the Azores High reaches into the west of Europe, that can produce dry and also warm weather. Central temperature is currently standing at 12.7. That is 2.6 degrees above 61.90 average. That's provisional to yesterday, to 10th of May. So the warm May continues. GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles are looking like this one at Cardiff today. So red line is a 30-year upper air temperature average for Cardiff. They are close to average at the moment. We will actually go a little bit below average like tomorrow, just temporarily. But then at the end of the week, into the weekend, particularly through to the early part of next week, the upper air temperatures are on the up, becoming quite warm, and perhaps even very warm through the early part of next week. Beyond that, the upper air temperature come down a little bit, but still staying on the warm side of average, still above that red line. So it does look as though we're in for further, warmer than average weather. Precipitation-wise, we've got wet weather today, but once that's out of the way, actually we're going to have quite a few days of dry weather. But into the early part of next week, it does look as though it turns more unsettled. So not only turning warmer, but potentially also turning quite a lot wetter through the course of next week as well. And some of that rain, if the temperature lifts up enough and there's enough humidity and energy available in the atmosphere, some of that rain might produce thunder. So we could go into like a thundering scenario as we go into the second half of the month. Maybe a slight drying trend there as we're looking towards month's end, but of course that is extended range and is therefore unreliable. Temperature anomalies from the 11th to the 19th of May are forecast to be above average, not just UK, but through most parts of Western Europe. And precipitation anomalies from the 11th to 19th of May, wetter than average in the north and northwest, maybe a little bit on the drier side in the far south and southeast. Rated wind from that from earth.nullschool.net shows we push a trough of low pressure through today. That's bringing the wet weather to England and Wales. Behind that, we're bringing a slightly cooler and more showery west or northwesterly wind from the North Atlantic. Right, so let's start going through some chart data then, starting off with the UK Met at the weather outlook. High pressure will be reaching up from the south as we go through the weekend, and then that high pressure will shift northwards and eastwards early next week, bringing in a southerly to southeasterly wind. That's going to be quite a warm wind as well, bringing the air up off the continent. So that could well lift the temperature into the mid-20s Celsius down across southern parts of the country. And there is low pressure in the Atlantic, but the UK Met keeps that quite a long way from us actually. So certainly the early to middle part of next week turns dry and potentially very warm with both southerly to southeasterly winds. GFS 6Z, midnight run I should say, looks like this again. High pressure building up from the south as we go through the weekend. That brings lots of dry weather with it through to the early part of next week. That high pressure shifts northeastwards, and low pressure diverts from the Atlantic and starts moving in from the west. We see a showery trough moving through by the middle of next week, so rather different to the UK Met. Obviously much more influence from low pressure there for GFS midnight run, looking a lot more unsettled with showers on as well as rain, and potentially, a little bit thundery as well, with winds coming in from the south, but it will be quite warm and humid. Low pressure keeps going into the day 10 period, so staying unsettled up to day 10, which is Saturday, 21st of May. Further showers, if not some long spells of rain of that. And then in more extended range, you just keep low pressure pushing through from off the Atlantic all the way up to the very end of GFS midnight run, which today gets us to the 27th of May, looking unsettled and rather cool as well. We go on to the cool side of the jet stream there, so cool and quite wet really through the last week of May with the GFS midnight run. That's a very long way out though, of course. Now this is a 6Z, GFS 6Z, again showing high pressure building up from the south on Saturday. That high pressure will take over through the weekend into about next week. And then we've got this duel going on between the high pressure to the northeast, low pressure to the west, will bring wind up from the south, so it will be warm, but there could be heavy showers, maybe even some thundery bursts in western areas in particular. That's how we look at next Wednesday, a week away. Again, low pressure out of the Atlantic, withdrawing up this southerly southwest wind. That will bring showers, if not longer spells of rain with it. Again, with wind coming up from the south, it is going to be warm, so we're in for a warm spell next week, potentially very warm, but also providing energy for heavy showers, if not longer spells of rain. So pretty good growing weather next week. That's how we look at day 10. Over low pressure is over top of the country then, so obviously unsettled, particularly focused probably on England and Wales for outbreaks of rain. Beyond that, we keep high pressure sitting to our north, gradually starting to move back in to the country. The position of high pressure probably means we bring something a bit cooler around that high from the northeast. So probably turning drier through the last week of May, but also a little bit on the cooler, fresher side as well. If you enjoy this video and find it interesting and informative, then please use smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. And drop a comment. Let us know about this and all of our videos. Why not try out the super thanks option? Right, thank you so much. Moving on to GM, we've got high pressure rising up from the south through the weekend, bringing loads of dry and warm weather with it into OPAP next week. That high pressure sitting just to our east, lower pressure is out in the Atlantic. Now, the GM actually starts to bring up some appreciable levels of warmth through the middle of next week. So this is how we look at day 7 with the GM. Look at the upper air temperatures. They're looking very warm. It gets even warmer, though, as we go through to Thursday the 19th. Look at these upper air temperatures. Plus 15 Celsius iceberg surging up from France. On what looks like an unstable southerly wind. So we've got a fungy low developing there across the northern parts of France. That's drifting northwards as well. So the GM actually turns quite hot through the course of next week. Yes, I have used a H word rather than warm. It does look quite hot, but also volatile, with these areas of low pressure looking rather thundery and maybe giving some thunderstorms. Look at the upper air temperatures there by the end of next week. That's Friday, 20th of May. Again, plus 15 Celsius iceberg across much of southern and eastern England in particular. That could easily deliver temperatures around 30 degrees, would you believe? Although it's only May, that could get temperatures around 30 degrees, 86 Fahrenheit. But again, it is unstable. It would produce heavy showers, probably thunderstorms actually becoming widespread there. So quite an exciting GM. Eventually by day 10, the fungi low begin to slip away into the North Sea and start to bring in something a little bit cooler, perhaps from off the Atlantic Ocean. But see from the upper air temperatures, but the plus 15 Celsius iceberg is still there though, and that southeastern corner is turning cooler though out to the northwest. Quite an exciting, hot, thundery GM. I suspect it's an outlier. Most of the other model output that we've seen isn't going as far as that. The UK Met probably not that far away from it, but definitely with GFS. Is nowhere near as hot or as thundery potentially as ECM looks like this. So again, high pressure building up from the south over the weekend. That's bringing a lot of dry weather with it into OPAP next week. At high pressure slips up to the northeast, low pressure out in the west, time to move in from off the Atlantic. Again, you see nowhere near as hot as much of a southerly with the ECM through the middle part of next week, the last stages of next week, as the GM shows. Does bring up some warmth from the south by the last stages of next week. There's the upper air temperatures Friday 20th. They were plus 15 Celsius iceberg, not all that far away. Get to the northern parts of France, but generally I think the ECM is more towards like the GFS rather than the GM. It's not as hot and also not as thundery. By day 10, which is Saturday 21st of May, we're into a cooler, fresher, sort of westerly type flow. This is the precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from terrestrial.com. So here's today's wet weather. Focus on England and Wales. That rain gets out of the way, of course, later on. And then we go drier across England and Wales for the rest of this week, or the working week. In the north, it will be a little bit more unsettled. Perhaps some heavy thundery showers drifting up from the south as we get through into the weekend. And then on into next week, there's further showers, if not longer spells of rain. Could be some thunderstorms mixed in, as you see here, from the vibrancy of the colours. So, although warmer next week, it will be a little bit volatile. There will be some heavy showers around, maybe some thunderstorms as well. That's the 20th of May, again, suggesting that particularly recent England, there could be some heavy showers and thunderstorms coming through there. So yeah, you know, the GM looks hot but also very thundery. The other model just looking warmer and rather wet, to be honest, warm and wet with the other models for next week. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensemble day for day 10, which gets us to the 21st of May. 30 members of the ECM ensembles have high pressure over France and lower pressure, weaker pressure in the Atlantic. bring, showery conditions at the very least. That includes the control and the operation room. And then actually we've got 21 members of the ECM ensembles that are more unsettled with deep low pressure to the north of Scotland and bring in light bows, westerly winds. That's, very unsettled, particularly so for the north. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. This gets us to 26th of May. 21 members of the ECM ensembles have high pressure right over top of the country. That's going to be a dry and potentially very warm scenario. 18 with high pressure to our south-southwest, low pressure to the north-northeast. Winds are coming in westerly direction. That's quite, unsettled and rather cool. And then 12 have low pressure more or less over top of the country. So obviously that's going to be the coolest and most unsettled option that is combined with a mid-Atlantic ridge. So it's quite interesting this. The most likely single option is 21 we have here for the high pressure bringing the warm and dry weather. But actually if you put the 18 there together with the 12 there, the majority option within the ECM ensembles is to be rather unsettled and rather cool actually towards the end of May. So it's all to be revealed exactly what's happening when we get to month's end, I think. Lastly, CFSV2, these are 500 millibar height anomalies broken down into week periods. The first week period is going to take us from the 11th to 17th of May. Becoming week, we'll find high pressure rising up from the south, so particularly into week 10, it will start to turn a little bit warmer and potentially a bit drier too. Week 2 is the 18th, 24th of May, high pressure over to the east of the country. That brings the wind up from the south, so potentially turning very warm, but as we've established, there will be volatility with that as well. Potentially could be some thunder, or at very least some, some wet weather anyway next week. Week 3 will be the 25th to the 31st of May. The high pressure begins to pull out just to our west, and low pressure digs in over Scandinavia. That starts to turn things cooler and a little bit more unsettled as well, a little bit more showery, I suppose, in the north. With winds into the northwest, it will be starting to get a bit cooler. And then week 4, which is the 1st to the 7th of June, sees high pressure begin to ridge back in from off the Atlantic. So the Azores high starts to build back in there through the first week of June, potentially turning us into a drier and warmer spell, or taking us into a drier and warmer spell. That does coincide with the Jubilee weekend, of course, or on weekend. So that would be quite nice there for the first week of June. But of course, it's 4 weeks away, so it's all to be revealed, and we shall see. Time will tell. If you've enjoyed the video, and I think I've got it done this time, with sound and everything else working okay. So if you've enjoyed the video, please can you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for doing that. We're on the grind to 14k subscribers, but our next mini target is at 13.4k. We've been stuck a little bit at 13.3k for ages and ages and ages now. So it would be nice to push on to 13.4k, and then of course the ultimate target will be 14,000 subscribers. So don't forget to tell your friends and family to subscribe, and thank you so much everybody for doing that. And why not drop a comment on what you think about this and all of our videos. Thank you so much. The videos that work and the ones that go wrong, just drop a comment anyway and let us know what you think. Right, did you see the first version of this video? Let me know in the comments if you noticed it before I very quickly deleted it. Let me know. Right, okay, that's it for today. They got it done. Tomorrow we're going to have the European Outlook, and we'll have a 10 to 14 day as well. Keep checking back more. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. But for this video, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.